So good afternoon, children. We will begin with a new chapter today in English language, which is chapter number 15 in your textbooks, direct and indirect speech. Now look at this picture. The teacher is telling the student, the principal is happy with your performance. So here, the teacher is telling the student that the principal is happy with his performance. Now, the child goes home and tells his parents that the teacher said to me, the principal is happy with your performance. Now, the entire family got confused that with whose performance was the principal happy, whether the sister's performance or the brother's performance. But there is nothing wrong in the way the child has conveyed the sentence to the family. There's nothing wrong with the way the child has conveyed the teacher's speech to the family. He has used the exact words of the teacher, or he has quoted the teacher. Okay, he has used the exact words which the teacher has spoken, or he has quoted the teacher's words. So this kind of speech is referred to as direct speech. In this kind of speech, you will notice that we have used quotation marks. So this means that the exact words of the speaker have been quoted. Now, since the family was confused, the boy used another way to convey the meaning to his family. The teacher told me that the principal was happy with my performance. Now here, you see that he conveyed the same sentence, whatever the teacher had told me, in another way. And there are no quotation marks here. Although the meaning of both the sentences which he spoke earlier and the sentence which he spoke now, they both convey the same meaning. But he is now not using the exact words of the teacher. Rather, he is using his own words to describe what the teacher told him. Okay. So now this is referred to as indirect speech when you do not quote the exact words of the speaker. Rather, you are conveying the same thing in your own words. That speech is called indirect speech. Now the family is clear that the principal was happy with the performance of the boy. Okay. Here. So these two sentences, you will find that this sentence where the child is quoting the exact words of the speaker is referred to as direct speech, and where the child is not quoting the exact words of the speaker but using his own words to convey the same meaning is referred to as indirect speech. Now let us observe the two sentences here. Now, we already know that these two sentences, the first one, because it is quoting the exact words of the speaker, is in direct speech. And the second one, because we are not using not the words of the speaker, but we are using our own words to describe what is said. This is referred to as indirect speech. Now, let us see what changes or what are the changes which we observe when we transform a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech. The first change is that the comma and the quotation marks are not there in the indirect speech. The indirect speech does not have the comma and the quotation marks which were there in the direct speech. Another very important thing is that the conjunction that is added in the indirect speech, not in all cases, but in most of the cases, after removing the comma and the quotation marks, we use the conjunction that. Okay. The third important thing is that the meaning of both the sentences in the direct and the indirect speech should remain the same. It should not change. The meaning should not change. Then, whenever you write something within quotation marks, the first letter of the first word, that is in this case, the first letter is the T of the word the. So this will always be in capital letters. And another thing which is very, very important is that the punctuation marks, that is the full stop, comma, or the exclamation mark which you use to end the sentence, it has to be within the quotation marks and not outside the quotation mark. Now see the other changes. The principal is happy with your performance. That the principal was happy with my performance. So you see that there is a change in the pronoun also. Your becomes my here. So these are few changes which we will study in detail now. First of all, what is direct speech? Direct speech, as we did just now, is when we state or write exactly what someone else has said. So direct speech refers to the words which we when we speak the exact words of the speaker, whatever the speaker is saying, and the third person goes and speaks the exact words spoken by him, then it is referred to as direct speech. Indirect speech is the form we use to speak about what others tell us. That means when we use our own words to say the things or to convey the things which others have told us, that kind of speech is referred to as indirect speech. When we convey something said by another person using our own words, that speech is called indirect speech. Okay, there are some rules while transforming a direct speech into an indirect speech. A direct speech is always enclosed within inverted commas. This, you all know this also, and this is very common. The first rule is that the direct speech is always enclosed within inverted commas. The first thing when you look at a sentence in direct and indirect is that the inverted commas are there, then it is direct speech. No inverted commas, then it is indirect speech. When transforming an assertive sentence, why am I writing assertive sentence? Because there we will study later on that in case of imperative sentences, interrogative sentences, and exclamatory sentences, this does not hold true. So whatever we are going to do today will be related to assertive sentences. When transforming an assertive sentence from direct to indirect speech, the conjunction that is used, very important, that is used when we are converting an assertive sentence from direct to indirect speech. Again, what else changes? The tenses change. When we are changing or transforming a sentence from direct to indirect, the tense will obviously change. Very important. The personal pronouns change, and adverbs of time and place also change. Please remember these important rules. Now, while changing a sentence from direct to indirect speech, the following factors need to be considered. Again, I'm revising what are the factors which have to be considered while changing a sentence from direct to indirect speech. Pronouns will undergo a change. I just now told you. The tense of the sentence will undergo a change. The modals will change. The reporting verb will change. And adverbs of time and place will also change while transforming a sentence from direct to indirect speech. Now, these 5 things which change while transforming a sentence from direct to indirect, we will take up individually now. First of all, we'll take up change in pronouns. How do pronouns change when transforming a sentence from direct to indirect speech? Now, listen to me carefully. After that, we will do each of the change in pronouns individually also. First person pronouns change according to the subject of the reporting verb. Now, what is the reporting verb? The reporting verb is said. Okay, like in the past tense, the reporting verb would be said. In the present tense, the reporting verb will be says. And in the future tense, the reporting verb will be will say. Okay, now we are talking about the pronouns. So first person pronouns means the person who is talking. Who is the first person in pronouns? First person is the person who is talking. So the first person pronouns change according to the subject of the reporting verb. Second person pronouns change according to the object of the reporting verb. Like if I say she said to me. So in that case, she is the subject and me is the object of the reporting verb. Okay. She said to me, she is the subject, said is the reporting verb, and me is the object. So second person pronouns will change according to the object of the reporting verb. Very important thing, third person pronouns do not change at all. Now, third person means who? Third person means the person whom you are talking about. So all of you, if you remember your pronouns, you will remember that first person means the person who is speaking. Second person means the person to whom he is speaking. And the third person refers to those persons about whom we are speaking. So when transforming a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, the first person pronouns change according to the subject of the reporting verb. What is the subject? The person who is speaking. Second person pronouns change according to the object of the reporting verb. Now, who is the object of the reporting verb? If I say she said to me, so I am listening. I am listening to what she is saying. So me is the object of the reporting verb. And third person pronouns means about whom we are speaking. The person about whom we are speaking, when transforming from direct to indirect speech, third person pronouns will not change at all. Now let us see how the changes occur from direct to indirect speech. I can become he or she depending upon the gender of the subject. Suppose it is a boy, then I will become he, or it is a girl, I will become she. You is the second person pronoun, you know. So you can be a singular person. So you can change to I, she, he, or you can be plural also. For plural also in English, we only have you. If I refer to the entire class also, I say you. So you can be changed to we or they also. Okay. So depending upon the sentence, who are we speaking to, we will change it accordingly. So we becomes they, me becomes him or her, us becomes then, mine becomes his or hers. So I have not mentioned he, she here because he and she will remain the same because they are in the third person pronoun. He will remain he, she will remain she. If we are talking about the third person here. Now we will do each of the persons individually. Now look at the sentences first. He said to his mother, I have lost a pen. Now in this case, he is the subject. He is the first person. He is the subject. Mother is the second person. Okay, he's talking to his mother. So he is the subject of this reporting verb said. Said is the reporting verb. Now let me make this clear that in a sentence in the direct speech, he or the person who is saying something is the subject. Said here is the reporting verb, and whatever is written within the quotation marks here is whatever is written within the quotation marks here is referred to as reported speech. This is reported speech. This is the reporting verb. This is the subject, and this is the object. Why is this the object? Because here this verb this mother is the object to the reporting verb said. So he is speaking to the mother. So he is the subject in the sentence. Mother is the object. Okay. Now let us see how does it change when we change it from direct to indirect. He said to his mother, I have lost a pen. So when we change this, please remember whenever we have said to and we transform from direct to indirect, said to becomes told. Only said to. If there is no mother, if I say he said I have lost a pen, I will not make it told. Please remember this, children. Most of you make this mistake. If there is no object here, you will not write told. You will only write said. Okay. If there is no object, if there was only he said I have lost a pen, you will write he said that he had lost a pen. But here there is an object. So you will write he told his mother that, because I told you that the conjunction that has to come in, and I will become he. Now see, why will I become he? Because I told you first person pronouns change according to the subject of the reporting verb. So what is the subject here? He. So he is saying to his mother that I have lost a pen. So my subject is he. So when I will transform it into the indirect speech, I will refer to the subject. I is the first person pronoun and my subject is he. So who has lost the pen? He has lost the pen. So I will write in indirect speech like this. He told his mother that he had lost a pen. Tenses we will do later, but you must remember that have lost becomes had lost. That means present perfect has become past perfect in the indirect speech. But here we are concentrating on the pronouns. How do pronouns change? So the first person pronoun, which is I, in the indirect speech, it became he because this changes according to the subject. Subject was he, therefore this became he. in the indirect speech. Now, next sentence. You said to your mother, I have lost a pen. Now, again, what is the subject here? You. What is the object here? Your mother. But I is the first person pronoun. Again, I will refer to what? I will refer to the subject. I is referring to the subject, you. You said to your mother, I have lost a pen. So when we change it into indirect speech, my I will become you here. So you told your mother that you had lost a pen. If you understand this I is in the first person. So it will change according to the subject. What is my subject? My subject is you. So you said to your mother, I have lost a pen. You told your mother that you had lost a pen. Okay. If you see logically also, who has lost a pen? This person who is you has lost a pen. So you said to your mother that you had lost a pen. In the previous sentence, if you notice that I have lost a pen. Who is saying it? He is saying it. So when we change into indirect, we used he here. And in the next sentence, because my subject is you, so when I change it into indirect speech, this I becomes you here. Now look at this sentence again. I said to my mother, I have lost a pen. Now who is my subject? My subject is I now. Okay, I said to my mother, I have lost a pen. So now when you change it into indirect speech, your pronoun will change according to your subject I. So now your pronoun is I and your subject is I. So when you transform it, you will always also use I. I told my mother that I had lost a pen. Many children get confused in transforming the pronouns. Now you understand that whenever you have a first person pronoun, you must refer to the subject in the sentence. First person pronoun will change according to the subject. I said to my mother, I have lost a pen becomes I told my mother that I had lost a pen. I am telling my mother that I have lost a pen. Now, second person pronoun. Second person pronouns change according to the object of the reporting verb I had told you earlier. Now, let us see the sentence. Sam said to Ritu, you sang beautifully. Now, who is the subject? Sam is the subject. Who is the object? Ritu is the object. Now, Sam is telling Ritu, you sang beautifully. Now, Ritu is a girl. Okay, so Sam said to Ritu that she had sung beautifully. Look, concentrate only on the pronouns now. Sam is saying to Ritu. So my point is that you is second person pronoun. So second person pronoun you changes according to the object of the reporting verb. And what is my object? Ritu is my object. And who is Ritu? Ritu is a girl, she. We can't say this now, na? Sam said to Ritu that Ritu had sung beautifully. But we don't repeat the noun. So we have to use a pronoun here. We can't say Sam said to Ritu that Ritu had sung beautifully. If you go by this rule, the second person pronoun changes according to the object of the reporting verb. Object of the reporting verb is Ritu. But we are not going to repeat Ritu here. So we are using the pronoun she for Ritu only. So Sam said to Ritu that she had sung beautifully. I hope you have understood this. Now, third person pronouns, as I told you, do not change. They do not change. So look at this sentence. Jimmy said she is not well. So now Jimmy is talking about a third person she. Jimmy is not talking about himself. Jimmy is not talking about an object because an object is missing. He is not talking to a second person because there is no second person in this sentence. He is talking about a third person, she, who is not well. So Jimmy said she is not well. So I told you when we are talking about third person, the pronoun need not change. Jimmy said that she was not well. Is becoming was. We will do the change in tenses after this. Okay. So Jimmy said that she was not well. Now, I hope you have understood that when first person pronouns are there, they change according to the subject of the reporting verb. Second person pronouns change according to the object of the reporting verb. And third person pronouns do not change while transforming from direct to indirect speech. So this is all about the change in pronouns. Now we will come to the reporting verb. Now look at this. When the reporting verb of the direct speech is in the past tense, I told you the reporting verb in the past tense is said. What is the present tense? Say. So most sentences you will see, in most sentences in direct and indirect speech, we use said. So when the reporting verb of the direct speech is in the past tense, then all the present tenses are changed into the corresponding past tenses. Okay. Now we are coming to the tenses. When the reporting verb of the direct speech is in the past tense, that is said, then all the present tenses will change into the past tenses. Corresponding past tense means what? Simple present will change to simple past. Present continuous will change to past continuous. We'll come to that also. Now let us look at the example. He said the sum is difficult. So he said that the sum was difficult. Since this is simple present, sum is difficult, is in simple present, we just changed it into the simple past tense. So when my reporting verb is in the past tense, anything that is written within the quotation marks, if it is in the simple present tense, it will become the simple past tense. If it is in present continuous tense, it will become the past continuous tense. But what do you have to look at first? You have to look at the reporting verb, which is very, very, very important. The reporting verb is in the past tense, then only the tense changes will take place inside. Okay, while transforming from direct to indirect, first you will have to see the reporting verb. Okay, the reporting verb is in the past tense, then I have to change the tense of the finite verbs inside the direct speech. Now, the tenses of direct speech do not change if the reporting verb is in the present tense or future tense. Like I told you, you have to first look at the reporting verb. If it is in the past tense, the tenses will change. If it is in the present tense or the future tense, the tense of the reported speech will not change. The reported speech is this, within the quotation mark, the tense is not going to change if the reporting verb is in the simple present tense or the future tense. Now let us look at the examples. She says, I am going. She says that she is going. I did not change am to was. Am was simple present, but we did not write that she says that she was going. Why? Because my reporting verb is in the simple present tense, and when it is in the simple present tense, I will not change it into the past tense. I will my tense will remain the same. So the when we change it into indirect speech, we cannot say that she says that she am going. So we have to write she is going, and am, the present tense form is. Okay. So now in case of future tense also, let us look at the example. He will say, I come to school every day. So will says, reporting verb is will say. So will say is in the future tense. So again, whatever I have within my quotation marks, the tense will not change. Only in case my reporting verb is in the past tense, whatever I have within the quotation mark, the tense will change. Otherwise, it will not change. So let us see how it is transformed into indirect speech. He will say that he comes to school every day. Pronoun I have already told you, I is first person pronoun, so I will refer to he, the subject. So the subject is he. So he will say that he comes to school every day. I did not change the tense. Only s is added because I come singular and he comes has to be used with he. You have to add an s. So we kept the sentence in the same present tense when the reporting verb was in the present tense, and in the future tense we kept the sentence, the reported speech, we kept it in the same tense. We did not change its tense. I hope this is clear. Now another very important thing is, when the content of the direct speech is a general truth or a historical factor or scientific fact, the tense of the verb in the direct speech do not change even though the reporting verb is in the past tense. So even though the reporting verb is in the past tense, if it is a general truth, whatever is written in the reported speech, if it is a general truth of life or it is a historical fact or a scientific fact, the tense of the verb in the direct speech will not change. Even if the reporting verb is in the past tense, that means even if the reporting verb is said, you will not change the tense of a general truth or a historical fact or a scientific fact. Let us look at this example. Direct speech, the physics teacher said Newton was a genius. So the physics teacher said is the reporting verb here. Okay, Newton was a genius. She's saying something in the past tense. But when I change it, since this is a scientific fact or a general truth, you can say it is a truth. So you will not change the tense of what the teacher said. The physics teacher said that Newton was a genius. Although this is in the past tense only, but still I'm telling you that this past tense becomes past perfect otherwise. But since it is a general truth, then we will not change the tense at all. It will remain the same. The physics teacher said Newton was a genius. The physics teacher said that Newton was a genius. Nothing will change here. Now the geography teacher said the earth is spherical. So again, this is a a universal fact, a general truth. Everyone knows that the earth is spherical. So now what I will do, even though my reporting verb is said, I will not change the tense. I will not write the geography teacher said that the earth was spherical, because earth was spherical means that the earth is no longer spherical. So it is a universal fact. So I will not change the tense of what the teacher said. I will write the geography teacher said that the earth is spherical. So whenever there is a general truth or a universal fact or a scientific fact or a historical fact, we do not change the tense of the reported speech. The reported speech remains the same. The tense does not change. This was also very, very important to note. Now we'll talk about the change in modals. Now, whenever we have a sentence in which is in the future tense, what happens? So we will be dealing with the present and the past tense later. But in case of modal verbs, you have already studied modal verbs, and you know that in case of modal verbs, we change it into, whenever we change from direct to indirect speech, the modal verbs also change into the corresponding past tenses. So in that case, may will become might, can will become could, will become would, shall will become should, must can remain must, either must will remain must or it will become had to. Now let us look at the example. She said, I can go to the party tonight. So I will change it like this. She said that she could go to the party. Tonight will become that night. We will come to that also. The changes in the special words. So she said that is missing here, that she could go to the party that night. So you have to concentrate on the modal. Modal verb is can, it became could. The kids said we may go to school. The kids said that they might go to school. So may becomes might. So this is how the modals change. Now look at this sentence. They said India will win the final match. So when I change it into indirect, I will make it they said that. I will remove the inverted commas and the comma. India would win the final match. Okay, will become would here. Now again, he said, I can do it. So he said, I will again remove the inverted commas and commas in the indirect speech. He said that. Again, look at the pronoun I. I is the first person. I will refer to the subject. My subject is he. So this pronoun will become he. He said that he can will become could do it. I hope the change in modals is clear now. And you are getting the change in the pronouns also. I, because it is the first person pronoun, we will refer to the subject. Now the subject is he, so it will become he said that he could do it. He said, I may be busy this afternoon. Again, he said that he may will become might be busy that afternoon. So may becomes might here. And I is again first person. I am referring to he again. So he said that he might be busy that afternoon. Now the change in tenses, which is very, very important. I told you already. And now please listen very carefully that this refers to the case when the reporting verb is in the past tense. That is, reporting verb is said. Only when the reporting verb is said, the tenses change. When the reporting verb is in the present tense or future tense, the tenses do not change. So in case the reporting verb is in the past tense, the present simple present changes to simple past. Present continuous changes to past continuous. Present perfect changes to past perfect. Present perfect continuous changes to past perfect continuous. Past simple past will change to past perfect now. Past continuous will change to past perfect continuous. Past perfect will remain past perfect, and past perfect continuous will also remain past perfect continuous. Now, future tense will change into would. So present tense corresponding simple present, past, simple past, present continuous, past continuous, present perfect, past perfect, present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous. This is simple. Now past tense, what will happen? Simple past will become past perfect, past continuous will become past perfect continuous, past perfect will remain past perfect continuous will remain past perfect continuous. So in the past tense, only two changes occur. Simple past becomes past perfect and past continuous becomes past perfect continuous. This is all you have to remember. When you are changing the tenses, if you remember this table, no problem will happen ever in changing. Now let us deal with each kind of tense. Simple present when it changes to simple past. Let us read the sentence. He said, I am at home. So in indirect speech, it will become, he said that he was at home. So simple present, the first sentence, direct speech was in simple present. So in indirect speech, it will become simple past. So simple present changes to simple past. I am at home becomes he was at home. Present continuous, you know, changes to past continuous. Let us look at the sentence. They said we are reading. They said that they were reading. So are reading is present continuous. It became past continuous were reading. And we, okay, we refers to the subject here, they. So therefore we became they. They said that they were reading. So present continuous became past continuous. Now look at this sentence. He said, I have eaten a lot. I have eaten a lot. Have eaten is present perfect. So when we change it into indirect speech, we will say he said that he had eaten a lot. It became past perfect. In the indirect speech, present perfect became past perfect. I have eaten a lot becomes he had eaten a lot. Now, the old man said, I have been waiting for a long time. So now have been waiting is present perfect continuous. All of you have done the tenses, you know very well that have been waiting is present perfect continuous. So this present perfect continuous in the indirect speech will become past perfect continuous and the sentence will change like this. The old man said that I, because the I refers to the old man and the old man, we can't repeat old man here. So we will write he. The old man said that he had been waiting for a long time. Now we come to the past tenses. He said, I wrote a letter. He said that he had written a letter. Wrote is simple past tense. And I told you simple past tense changes to past perfect tense. So past perfect is had and third form of the verb written. Wrote, write is write is first form, wrote is second form, written is third form. So he said that he had written a letter. So simple past changes to past perfect in the indirect speech. And I becomes he, you know this. Now, she said the baby was sleeping peacefully. Now, was sleeping is past continuous, you know, and past continuous changes to past perfect continuous. So this sentence will become, she said that the baby had been sleeping peacefully. So had is past tense and been sleeping makes it perfect continuous. Had makes it perfect and been sleeping makes it continuous. So past continuous changes to past perfect continuous. These are the two things you have to remember in the past tense. Simple past changes to past perfect and past continuous changes to past perfect continuous. So the baby was sleeping peacefully. Was sleeping is Past continuous changes to. She said that the baby refers to a third person. So I told you third person will not change. She is talking about a third person here. So when we are talking about third person pronoun, it remains the same. So she said that the baby had been sleeping peacefully. I hope it is clear. Now past perfect remains the same, I told you. Nikhil said Nikita had bought a new car. So Nikita had bought. It is past perfect. So it will remain the same. Nikhil said that Nikita had bought a new car. Past perfect tense does not change in the indirect speech. Now, change in adverbs of time and place. This is very, very important, as well as given on page number 117 of your book. But there are a lot many more. I will be sending you the list also along with the assignment, how changes in adverbs of time and place take place. So now becomes then, today becomes that day, this afternoon will become that afternoon, tonight will become that night, tomorrow will become the following day. Yesterday will become the day before. Next week will become the following week. Last week will become the week before. Similarly, last month will become the month before. Okay. So now let us do here also. Here will become there. This will become that. Hither will become thither. These will become those. Come will become go. Hence will become thence. And ago will become before. Now let us quickly see some examples of the change in these kind of special words. Direct speech. She said Ria is studying now. In direct speech, she said that Ria was studying then. So now becomes then. Is studying becomes was studying. Ria is a third person, so Ria will remain Ria. So is studying becomes was studying and now becomes then. This is the special change. He said Ryan has an examination today. He said that Ryan had an examination that day. Okay, today will become that day. Priya said he is leaving tomorrow. So Priya said that he is leaving will become was leaving and tomorrow becomes the next day. So the I have not forgotten to highlight, but tomorrow becomes the next day. Don't forget to write the. My mother
Excuse me,
said
ma'am.
it rained heavily last night. So in indirect speech, it becomes my mother said that it had rained heavily the previous night or the night before. So last night becomes the previous night or the night before. And rained is in the simple past tense. So it changed to the past perfect tense, that is had rained. Okay. So this is all that
Excuse
we'll
me,
do
ma'am.
today.
Yes, ma'am.
We will end the class here.